welcome back to my channel. This is Neanderthal in Overalls, Neo for short. I am so glad that you guys could be here with me today. We are going to go over puzzle ideas, but before we do, there are a few things I want to talk about. When talking about the mechanics of a puzzle, they tend to be bulky. So my goal is to improve upon them, make them a little bit more efficient. I try to have that done before I post the video, but sometimes that may not be the case. And so I thought I would show you some of those. So this one is on block detection. And originally I had it as the redstone block as a power source, but I did improve upon this before I posted it. But I wanted to show you what it looked like. English looked like before I improved upon it. So it used two command blocks originally. One was detecting a piece of sand above the green wool, and it would place a redstone block here, and then the next command block would test for air and place it with air, just basically a switch. So I'll go ahead and show you that. So there you go, it does work. But the problem I found with this one is that in the command block we are executing against the player, and it's just not needed. It's just extra work, and it also cut down on one command block, so that made it more efficient as well. And so as you can see here, execute at P is not needed. So what we did here is we execute at the actual command block, and then therefore it made it a kind of a test for block command, which would put an output from the actual command block. And so as you can see here, the command block is the power source. And then as soon as it's away, it can't power because the test has failed. So that made it much more efficient and not have to use two command blocks and then constantly checking to replace it with air or replace it with redstone block. The next one is sliding door. Of course, I found this out after I posted the video. So on the video, this is the way I have it set up. Again, it's using two blocks. Instead of executing at the player, it's going to execute at the armor stand first, and then it's going to try to detect how far away we are from it, and then according to that, then it'll either place a redstone block or air. So I'll go ahead and show you, but it is very dependent on the distance here from 0 to 3, and if we're from 0 to 3 blocks from the armor stand, it will place our redstone block. And then this one is detecting if we are 4 or 10 away, and it will replace it with air. It does work. Like I said though, it is a little bit bulky. So this works, but there's no need for the extra command, because if we do the execute at the armor stand, we can run and execute against the command block, therefore making it more of a test for kind of block, and then that's how we get our output. And what's cool too is that when we specify a distance and we're outside of this, let's say 4 blocks, the test will fail and it'll power off. That's what we were wanting anyways, to have it power off when you're away from the armor stand, and you want it to power on when you're close to the armor stand. So there you go, this works better. And then last but not least is the very first video I posted, which is the movable blocks. The little tidbit that I can add to that is if you have a block type that has multiple colors, you can use the pound sign and it'll actually select any color. It doesn't matter what color it is, it'll move it as long as it matches that block type, which in this case is concrete powder. You have to specify it, and then that means there's 4 command blocks for each one, and the next thing you get really bulky because then you have all these colors times 4 command blocks to try to execute against. So I'll go ahead and show you that. It still works, but none of these move. But if we do the pound sign in front, and then you just do concrete powder because that is the block type, it will do all of those colors. Look at that. So hopefully that will help clear some of the things up. If you already done some of the builds, maybe you can go back and then that will make it a little bit more efficient for you. And so we'll get on to it. Here is our first puzzle. So I got to get both pieces of sand over here on top of the green wool. Once I do that, this will light up to let me know that the door is ready to open. Glass I haven't touched much on, but it does add kind of a neat obstacle, and I will try to show you that here in a minute. So I do have it set up to where you stand on it, it will break, as you just saw. Get over here. There we go. So if you don't break the glass, as you can tell, it will not fall down in there. And then when you do try to remove the glass, you can't move the sand back, and so therefore you have to restart. So I'll go ahead and restart that, and I will go ahead and finish this puzzle. Alright, and then as I said, it will light up to let you know that you can go through. Got it animated like that. It's pretty cool. Alright, we'll go to the next one. I have an armor stand down here detecting when I pass over it that it will just lock the door behind me. A couple of times when I try to go through this and I go back thinking it's locked, it opened right up. I'm glad it worked this time. Alright, so we'll go to the next one. As you can see here, got to cover all the green wool, and then I got red wool here in this little trench, I guess we'll call it. So as soon as a piece of sand falls in that little trench, it'll reset the whole puzzle. The reason why I did that is if you push it in here and then you push another across, it just stops me from having to detect all this area too with sand. It just isolates it in this area. Sand can be finicky though. I do have a command block running in the background to destroy sand entities, because sometimes if you're pushing a piece of sand as it's falling in that same area, it will cause it to get destroyed, and so therefore there's your sand entity, and also a good reason why you have a reset, so you'll have all your pieces back, because when it gets destroyed, you'll have one less than what you have to have all pieces to make it go. So, okay, so that opened it up there. And yes, I have to do one of these. What is this? Is this a puzzle secret? Puzzle secret? What are you doing? Yes, I've done this bit already. An egg. Hooty hooty chicken booty. Here, just a basic set block command. But when you do a set block, it does not have the sound, so I had to add that too. And if you guys are interested in that, I will be glad to show you in a future video. Alright. I like this room a lot. It's got this firefly effect. It's just a command block right here underneath that slab. It's just running and trying to waiting to detect a player within a certain radius, and then when it does, it fires right off. Pun intended. Okay, so this puzzle has a trench as well, and so again, I don't want to test back here and have to clear out sand if somebody happens to get back there. I have to have this sand fall in here so that I can have this go over here for a ledge so that I can actually reach there. But since I accidentally fell on there and that fell, can't get it, so got an inch over. There we go. And then push it. Okay. Not very good at parkour, but let's see. Let's give it a try. Wow. Okay. A piece of concrete powder falls down there. There we go. Okay. And then the objective on this part is to try to hit that over and create a platform. Let's see if I can not screw this up. Hey! Oh, I even got up here. Wow. Okay. Oop, oh, I'm flying. I didn't mean to cheat. Sorry. There we go. And that's that puzzle completed. And so with that, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. And as my wife always says, hooty hooty chicken booty. And I will see you in the next one.